So, of course, college stopped being interesting ideas and started to become frighteningly close to actual work. Okay. I mean, I'm studying 89 to 96, but you got to work. So I'm getting some of my like fun, like courses out of the way to like pad my credits. Um, World religion. I took a couple, at least two or three courses in that. I was fascinated with comparing and contrasting religions and figuring out similarities and contradictions. And then I dove into a couple of courses, sociology courses, because that fascinated me. And I was lucky enough to get this like super cool teacher. He would like sit like this in class, like all like, cash, but he would challenge us with these sort of like abstract sociological like conundrums or whatever. But he was very constructive. It was like a conversation. So again, another thing I didn't expect, another takeaway that didn't really connect to, like I said, this end game where I was headed with my education and my career, my civilian career, away from Hollywood as far as possible. So I pushed through a few more, like anatomy, you guys, chemistry, physics. Boy, I almost had to take anatomy twice, but anyway, whatever. Ugh. So then I'm thrown into work, like I said, and I land a job with the county health department. I got the job from an ad in the Advocate classified section. I was looking for work, nothing else. And so this ad leads me to this job as sort of like an assistant research analyst. But I had to be trained by the CDC because this was a program, this was a study that lasted for 10 years and that gave y'all doctors and nurses probably most of the information that you knew about HIV as it progressed into the 90s and even early 2000s. It was based on my study with three other research analysts called the Young Men's Study. I'm not going to bore you with what that was all about. So, in this work, just for clarification, I do not have an upper level degree. Therefore, with what I have, kind of being in like making maybe more of a psychology arena. Uh, what I have, I'm state certified. I'm county certified. But I am not able to perform any kind of therapy, and I am not to give any kind of diagnoses, anything of that nature. I'm what's considered a generalist. So that means mostly as a social worker, I'm qualified to do case management, research, coordination and triage with medical and blah, blah, blah. I can flush out an IV, but I mean, I can do venipuncture, but those are just like sort of like medical adjacent things. So then I dove into work and the rest is history, right? But my takeaway, again, like I said, is I remember college not through grades and through credits, but what stayed with me that was absolutely on no test. Okay, thanks for joining my usual mumbo jumbo. I look forward to sharing your valuable time with you tomorrow. In the meantime, I love you. Take good care. Bye.